Hey Spectrum, Natalie and Arik here with some noise for this week.
You might have noticed that our anchors have been a bit different every week, but Natalie and I are here to stay for the rest of the semester.
We promise.
Do you also promise that you didn't steal my lunchbox? It's been missing for days.
Yes, Arik, I didn't take it. Did you check the lost and found?
What's the lost and found?
Are you like Arik and you lost your lunchbox or another beloved personal item? Try the lost and found. Maybe it ended up there. Hey, Arik, check the lost and found. There you go, Arik. Good job. If you lost an item like Arik, be sure to check the lost and found under the stairwell. Any items left will be donated after conferences tonight. This has been brought to you by the anchors of Noise News.
Thanks, Natalie. I'm so glad I found it.
You can also find college representatives in the CCC in the near future.
Tune in next week for more information.
Arik, have you ever played volleyball?
I think so. Why?
Student Council is hosting a boys volleyball tournament on November 12th at 3:30 p.m. in the high school gym.
Oh yeah. Teams will be 5 to 8 players and $5 per team. Gather your teams and submit the form by November 10th in order to participate.
Well, that's all our announcements for this week, Spectrum.
Wait, Natalie! We forgot something. Midterms.
Oh yeah! I hope you guys didn't forget about midterms like we did.
Let's kick it off to Layla and Evan for a story on that.
As we move farther into the school year, midterms are pressing students with tests.
Just in general, how do you feel about the midterms?
I wasn't very stressed about it. I consider myself a smarter kid, so the midterms weren't too big of a deal for me.
They were very stressful. It was a lot to study for. The college ones were a lot harder than the other ones, but we got through it and persevered, and we're here, so yeah.
Students seem to have mixed feelings about how they did on their midterms this year.
Depends on the class. Some of them I did really well, and I'm very confident on them. And then others, not so confident on. That's okay.
I think I did well. I still have high grades in my classes, so I can't have done too poorly.
According to the PEW Research Center, midterms and finals are the top source of stress for 31% of students in the United States, higher than even the stress level caused by homework and the general workload of school.
I don't think they have impacted me very significantly. I didn't stress about it very much. Some stress comes with the anticipation for the waiting for the scores, but beyond that, it doesn't really affect me.
Definitely a lot more stress leading up to it, but now that it's over, it feels like a relief, kind of, I guess, because it's over and done with, and I don't have to worry about it anymore. I don't have to study or anything like that. But yeah, preparing for the midterms was a lot.
Overall, it seems that students are having mixed feelings about the midterms. But congratulations everyone for completing the first quarter. This has been Layla and Evan Consul, Noise News.
Awesome story, guys. Midterms can really make or break your grades.
You know what else can do that? Scrolling through Instagram when you should be doing your schoolwork.
Wait, I think I was recently part of a story on Instagram.
Oh, yes, you were. Take it away, Natalie and Ruby.
Countless and countless articles have all been written on one single subject, and they all have the same central idea. Instagram is harmful for teens. An article from the Washington Post says, it is developmentally appropriate for kids to engage in social comparison, but constant negative comparisons can be detrimental to a young person's burgeoning self-esteem and social-emotional health. Taking a deeper dive into this subject, many people both agreed and offered advice for people when using Instagram.
After looking over the articles we found, we wanted to go get some people's opinions on this.
Instagram, in a way, I feel like it's just like Facebook, but for us younger people. So I don't have social media, partially because, one, I don't want it, and I agree with my parents that it does bring a lot of drama based on what I've heard and what I've seen from people around me. So I have chosen not to have social media.
There were some differing opinions about Instagram. Some found some positives and some found some negatives. Some found both.
I think that Instagram is a complicated topic. I think the premise of it is really cool, and it definitely overall it's grown into a platform that I think encourages a lot of photography, which is cool to see. But it's complicated because I think that it can very quickly create a super self-harming, a platform for a lot of like self-harm and criticism and comparing yourself to things that aren't even real.
I feel like Instagram puts out a bunch of like fake body images for girls because they're like, oh, I need to look like this model, I need to eat this, I need to not eat, I need to work out, I need to do all these things. And then I feel like it's really easy to like cyberbully on Instagram because if someone tells a teacher, you can just delete the messages and then you can, from your point of view, it looks like you didn't even send anything.
We talked to some great people today. Let's see what they had for their ending message to us.
Before you download it, make sure it's okay with your parents and that your parents know that you have it. Be careful with what you like put in and what you look at, because I personally think that everyone's beautiful, and I don't want people to feel how I felt by looking at other people and damaging their self-worth.
This has been Ruby Curtis and Natalie Fisher, Noise News.
Great story, team. Instagram is a big part of what shapes the minds of teens today.
Right, just like teachers.
You're totally right, Natalie. But all teachers must have started somewhere.
Looks like our special news team has a segment on our teachers and how they became teachers.
So let's kick it off to them.
Do you ever wonder where your favorite teacher went to college? Well, you're in luck, because your answer is right outside their classroom door. Miss Hammernick went to Southwest Minnesota State University. Mrs. Favre went to University of Wisconsin-Eau Claire. Mrs. Mack went to Concordia College. Mrs. Nelson went to Bethel University. Mr. Ruzick went to University of Pittsburgh, and Miss Janice went to University of Michigan. Mr. Rodden went to Stony Brook University. Ms. Ozzie went to Bemidji State University. Mrs. Fotz went to Bemidji State University as well. Miss Picker went to University of Minnesota. Mr. Jokowski went to St. Cloud State University. Miss Beeler went to Minnesota State University Moorhead. Mrs. Stelton went to Northern Arizona University. Mrs. Crest went to University of Minnesota and Osberg College. Both Mr. Leland and Mr. Skog went to St. Mary's University of Minnesota. Mrs. Peliquin went to Minnesota State University Mankato and Lesley University. Miss Johnson went to Minnesota State University Mankato. Mrs. Hewitt went to University of Wisconsin-Eau Claire. Mr. Hyde went to St. Thomas University. And finally, last but not least, Mr. Nyquist went to Bethel University.
Wow, I never noticed that sign by all the teachers' doors. It's so cool to see all the different colleges our teachers went to.
Totally! It really gets me thinking about what I want to do after high school.
Natalie, let's focus on the now rather than the future.
But I only have 1 more year.
What are some things that you could do during high school?
I don't know, broadcast journalism seems fun. Or what about sports?
Good, but be more specific.
What about swimming? I could join the swim team.
Actually, Natalie, we've got a story on that.
Let me guess, it's your story.
Yup, I'll send it off to me, Emma, and Isaac.
Swimming is one of the sports at Spectrum that does not get recognized enough. Let's find out how swimming has a huge impact on some of the students. Throughout the whole experience, the girls have definitely developed a passion for swimming.
Well, I've been swimming since I was 8, so I've just always learned how to be good at it. It's fun to do, and it's fun to work hard at it and just get better.
Because it's the only sport I can do, and I'm kind of good at it.
I really like the people at swimming. It's a really great atmosphere, and we just are always having fun.
But all of those memories have to start somewhere. Some swim team members shared their first memories of swimming with us.
Probably practice at Sea Devils, which is where I swim for the off season. It's my club, and Also high school season.
When I first started at Foss Swim School, and we did like 25s, and that was about it.
Swim lessons in the 1st grade.
Swim team practices seem to never stop, and they can occur in the early mornings before school or the late afternoon. We asked some of the girls which they would prefer.
I prefer morning practices because then I can like just get it done. But afternoon practices, then you're like awake. But if you do it in the morning, then like you don't have to do it later.
Morning practices, I don't know, you can just go home and do nothing after school. Going directly to swimming after school, you can't really do your homework.
I prefer after-school practices because I hate waking up early in the morning, and since I live far away, I would have to wake up at 5 every morning.
A big part of swimming is striving to meet certain goals.
I really want to get a 59 in the 100 fly.
I want to be in varsity one day.
I just want to improve every year, get better times, get faster.
Make it to varsity by senior year.
Swimming has really changed some of our Spectrum students' lives.
I've met a whole bunch of new people through swimming and just made a whole bunch of new connections with people from other schools.
I met Sam at swimming and Janelle.
It's made me appreciate all my friends.
It's made my whole personality about it. Yep. My life is swimming. I will always be a swimmer.
This has been Arik, Emma, and Isaac Noise News.
What an outstanding story.
It really was. Swimming is a sport I could totally get into.
Did you say sport? Evan, take it away with our sports segment for this week.
Hey Spectrum, Evan here with a short sports segment for this week, so let's jump right into it. Our first announcement is Winter Running Club, which starts Monday, November 15th. In other news, girls volleyball unfortunately lost their section game last week, taking them out of their season. Boys and girls basketball tryouts will start on the 15th, so if you're interested in joining, please do. Congratulations to the football team for winning their last game, securing a 7-week win streak. That's all the sports I have for you this week, Spectrum. Thanks for tuning in.
Thanks, Evan.
Well, Spectrum, that's all the news that we have for you this week. This has been Arik.
And Natalie.
Keeping you
in on the noise.
How's school going? See, I can't dance as well. Natalie just has good. This is my.
Oh, on the camera then. Yeah, okay, never mind. Go ahead. Alright, we're still recording.
Oh, swimming? I could join the swim teams. Sorry.
That'd be cool.
Alright, speak up.
Up.
Alright.
Thanks, Evan.
Well, Spectrum, that's all the noise that we have for you this week.
Nope, not at all.
One take wonder, baby! He fell over, he died!